always said I can't be Stevie Nicks. I'm just a generic, non-specific look-alike.
I didn't even have a lawyer tell me I couldn't be Stevie Nicks. Just basically everyone has told me I can't be Stevie Nicks.
I did have a
Welcome.
boyfriend once that said, "You don't sound anything like her." I said, "Why do you think I'm trying to sound like her?"
Okay, wait, you had a boyfriend, so this is someone that has exited your life
Oh, long, long, long ago.
a long time ago. Okay.
80s, 90s, something like that. Yeah.
Huh. Maybe that'll crop up again in today's episode.
I
Welcome,
think his name
everyone,
was
to
Paul.
the
No, I
generic.
don't, but I'm not sure. Sorry. Welcome them again, Randy.
Yes, let's try that again. Welcome, everyone, to the generic, non-specific Stevie Nicks podcast. I'm your co-host, Randy.
And I'm Anthony, and we're so glad you're here.
Yes, and it's been quite the eventful week for the generic, non-specific Stevie Nicks podcast,
It
Anthony.
certainly has. We've our last episode where we had our friends Brian and Jeffrey on to discuss the release of the Lighthouse single. That episode has been the most popular episode we've ever had.
Ever, ever, ever.
Yeah, and
And
it's still going strong. And I'm like, whoa.
yes, I mean,
So,
thank you all for tuning in and all
all
of the
the comments,
comments too.
right? And the likes and the subscriptions and on all the platforms. So
Yes.
we're not worthy, but we appreciate anybody who thinks we are.
We appreciate all of the support. We appreciate all of the streams. We appreciate the suggestions, such as the young man that commented that maybe we, I don't know, curse a little too much. Did
I'm going to really fucking try to stop doing that. No,
you?
actually, Randy, let's challenge ourselves.
Okay.
I recently saw a movie where a character was told they cursed too much. So for the rest of the film, and it was a comedy, instead of cursing, the character would substitute the words curse word in
Oh,
places where they would say a curse word. So let's see if we can do that if we can't
so
totally
like
divulge ourselves.
I curse word promise that I will not curse during this curse word episode.
I don't think I have any idea what the curse word you're talking about. Yes.
Okay, got it. Let's see if we can do that. No
Okay.
promises, folks. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about a topic Randy's wanted to talk about for a very long time, which is
Yes.
diss tracks. We all know Stevie's good friend TayTay has
Yes.
basically built her career off of writing songs about her ex-boyfriends.
That's right. And does a great job at it. And no wonder the two of them bond so much because that's just one of the things they have in common. But in my estimation, Stevie Nicks invented the diss track. In fact, Fleetwood Mac invented a
Right.
diss
Well,
album.
we will share the mem when we edit this, where it's they as somebody put a mem, it's like picture of Taylor with the words she writes songs about her ex-boyfriends, and then a picture of Stevie and Lindsay just looking very smug. So we'll post that in
Right.
case very funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't think it's the same. Like I get it's a diss track. Taylor's fans go out of their way to go, wait, who's she talking about in this
Right.
one?
Right. Yes.
I think a lot of times, over her career, yeah, of course we know it was Lindsay. But I
Sure.
don't think a lot of her songs have been about requited love and difficult relationships from the get-go. But
Yep.
I think she actually sometimes goes out of her way to not call the person out.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
Unless it's Lindsey Buckingham.
Right. She stares at him on stage while she says things. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, and I think Taylor's a little bit like this too. But Stevie was really just writing about what was going on in her life, and it just so happened that the men in her life
Exactly.
would be fellow musicians or celebrities or something like
Exactly.
that. And so in that way, just like Taylor's fans will be like, is this one about Harry Styles? Is this one
Right.
about
If it was just boys next door, around the way boys that she grew up with, no
right,
one would ever know who she's talking.
right,
Right.
exactly.
But I
So
know a lot of people. I am not. I think her and the football player guy, Kelsey,
yeah.
seem to be a cute couple. I hope
Mhm.
they stay together forever. But I know there are probably fans out there waiting for that shoe to drop so they
Oh,
can.
right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I get that, but you should really wish happiness upon people,
I
not
do. That's all I do. I
right,
don't want it. I want them to be
right.
together forever. I want to see them get
Exactly.
married, have children, and all that good stuff.
I'm talking about Taylor's curse word fans who curse word wish that she would break up
Well,
just
that's
so that
curse
they could
word
have an
disgusting.
right. It is. It
Look how easy
absolutely is.
this is, Randy. You curse
It's
word
it's it's really
cursor.
not. I had to think about that. I mean, I had to my speech will slow down.
I just want to
Right.
tell our viewers and listeners that I'm allowed to call Randy a curse word, but you are not.
That's right. And I call Anthony a curse word, curse word, curse word, curse word, curse word on a regular
And
basis.
I'm
But
proud of it and wear it with joy and dignity. That's
you
right.
do. You have a sash. All right. So we're going to talk about diss tracks today.
Okay.
I asked Anthony to pick his 5 diss tracks. I put my 5 diss tracks. And I also have tried to guess what Anthony's are. We don't know. We have not talked pre-show what each other's diss tracks are. So we're going to go through them one track at a time and talk about why we think that they are diss tracks and
Okay.
what. I gave myself absolutely no boundaries. I just picked whatever spoke to me. That includes maybe live performances might be on there, maybe a demo might be on there. You just never know.
You never know with Randy because Randy doesn't follow.
All right. Since you brought that up, my curse word best friend, um,
Tea. This is tea, everyone. I'm drinking tea.
that's right. We've got some tea. Um, a few years ago,
Curse word tea.
yeah, yes, curse word tea. Uh, a few curse word years ago, Anthony hit me, Brian, and Jeffrey up and said, pick your top 10 Stevie tracks and send them to me in a group chat because I want to make a playlist of everybody's top 10 Stevie tracks, right? And that was it. And so I waited until I saw everybody else's tracks. And then I used that as a guide to be like, oh, well, Stand Back's already on there. So I'm not going to pick Stand Back because it's there. And so I would use that as a barometer to kind of try and do my top 10 tracks. And then on top of that, I explained why I picked every single one of them. It was very methodical. And Anthony, how did you react to that? No, I'm sorry. How did you curse word react to that?
I was curse word frustrated because I wanted just the organic dump of Randy's brain if he had to pick 10. I didn't want him to go, oh, Brian picked Battle of the Dragons, so I won't list that. I really wanted to know if Randy had to Sophie's choice those curse words
That's
that he
right.
would. What would he come up with? And I literally made the playlists. I still have them. Yeah.
Yes.
And I listen to them on occasion. And I made
Oh,
a chart and graphics and a pie chart and all that stuff.
right.
Like how many were similar between the four of us, how many were just one of us, etc.
hmm
It was an
And,
interesting chat.
and I curse word ruined it.
You didn't ruin it. You put Randy Ham always likes to be very creative with how he interprets the rules.
Yes. So I put no rules on it this time. Everything goes so that nobody can curse word cheat this time.
See, you're gonna think that I cheated in that definition, but what I think I did was I didn't want to do the obvious.
Okay.
I
Fair enough.
really I sat here for 2 days going from you know White Album through you know
hmm
24 karat gold, all that stuff, looking at lyrics, reading the lyric, going, hmm. So that with a fresh point of view, I wanted to say,
Sure.
okay, these are the ones I think are the dissiest.
Okay.
And then I had like 10 to 15, and then it was really a challenge. Like I listened to them more and more, and then I came up with the 5 that I wanted to talk about today. Now I
Okay.
told Randy we haven't divulged, like he said, what they are, but I said some of them seem so Captain Obvious that
Right.
I'm glad they didn't make my top 5. But I definitely think we should mention them if they don't happen to be on either of our
Sure.
lists.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And while we were setting up the recording, we literally came up with one more I hadn't thought of. So that'll be enough.
Yeah, that's a little surprise.
And
All right.
Randy, just so you know, when I edit this, I'm going to do my best. When we mention a lyric from one of the tracks, I'll probably just freeze us and then
Yeah,
play that part of the track so the listeners and viewers can hear it.
good, because I was hoping we were going to do that.
Yeah.
All right. So without further ado, I'm going to start by guessing the five that I think you did.
Okay.
Okay. So here are the five that I think Anthony Patrick Lower did.
Don't forget
Num
Edward.
Edward, yes.
Anthony
Uh,
Patrick Edward Delray. Oh, and my mother's maiden name. No.
oh yeah, right. And your social security?
And my first pet was named
Right.
Plaster.
All right. Thank you, all the data miners who are out there. All right. So here are the five I think you picked. Whole Lot of Trouble, Violet and Blue, I Can't Wait, Silver Springs, and Stand Back. Those are my five picks for
You
you.
got one.
Wow. Okay. All right. That's interesting to me. But I picked it not knowing that you weren't going to pick some of the obvious ones.
It's funny. I never even considered Whole Lot of Trouble, even when I was reading the lyrics.
Oh my
and
God.
thing.
It's
Isn't
one
that
of my
funny?
honorable mentions. It's one of my
Okay.
honorable mentions. All right.
I
So,
only thought for two for sure you would do.
okay.
And I thought one would be the dance Silver Spring because I
Okay.
know that song means a lot to you.
Yes.
Yeah. And the second one was Planets of the Universe for a similar reason.
Okay. Well, you
Did I
got
get
one.
either? I got one.
You got one. All right. All right.
Okay.
So let's just dive in. What was your first track? Just pick one.
These are in alphabetical order,
Okay.
you know, because like Randy and I talked, and it was hard. It was really hard to like rate them or sort them, but these were the top five about them.
Right.
My first one was Battle of the Dragon. And I don't know if
Okay.
that's a hot take that people will disagree with or not.
No, I didn't. It's not one of mine, but
To me,
it
it's a
was
song
in
about a
consideration.
challenging, toxic relationship. The dragon is the toxicity of the relationship, right?
Okay.
And a lot of her songs are always, you know, Randy, when we were younger, especially, I was always into the unrequited love, right?
Sure.
And I
Yes.
think I'm hearing that the song is kind of about that, but at the same time, she just wants to face this problem and get it over with. And she doesn't care if it means they never talk again or if they're the happiest people on earth afterwards, right?
Yep.
You know, I get a feeling of she's tired of it. She's tired of this battle and the emotional and I don't know, psychological challenges and back and forth and all. And maybe not putting it all on the other person, you know, owning up to her part of it.
Right.
But I think her feelings like, why isn't this curse word resolved by now? It's exhausting, you know, and some of the lyrics, you know, I want to move forward. I want to say bye-bye forever if we're not going to fix this. No one walks away, right? I see that as, you know, I've decided to go to the other side of the world. You can't go further to get away from somebody, right?
No,
something.
You can't.
Well, I get the message, stay among the living, which is not you.
Yeah.
And I see myself. And then we know, Randy, we agree that I think she does this. In one lyric, she's talking to the one person. The next lyric, she's talking to everyone she ever met, right? So
yeah.
I see myself remaining when all of you were gone, maybe talking to every romantic partner she ever had.
I decided to go to the other side of the world. I see myself remaining when all of you are gone.
So to me, that's the dissiest of the disses. She's dissing everyone she's ever been involved.
Right. Yeah. And I've heard her in interviews talk about being in that frame of mind of just being mad at the entire world. So I totally see that.
Oh, thank you for saying that, Randy. I want to caveat for our listeners. Randy and I know that Stevie Nicks has talked ad nauseum about every song she's ever written and what it's about. And we know all the stories. So if my interpretation doesn't match her story, I know that. I've decided this is my interpretation. So you don't have to lecture me in the comments and say, well, Stevie said 1957 that she, you know, that's
yes.
Yeah. I know, I get it. That's all. We get it.
Right. And so she has said that too. Like, this is why I wrote the song, but I'm very happy if somebody, gets whatever they need out of it.
Right. And that's my exactly, Brandy. That's how this landed with me. Again, what year was this song released? 19 what?
1985.
Right. And that's who I was when I heard it. It's really not changed my point of view of it hasn't changed since.
Right.
So your first one is
My first one is Long Way to Go from the Other Side
okay.
of the Mirror, because, to me, even before I knew what the song was about, the first time I heard it, I was like, This is a bad breakup. This is a terrible, terrible breakup." And we had to go through so much in order to say goodbye. It's a real long way to go to say goodbye. I thought we already did that. Have
Yeah.
fun, tell the world. Like, to me, that chorus is really all about it, because it's clearly one of those toxic relationships that we've all been through, or our friends have been through, where it's like you cry on somebody's shoulder and you're like, "Oh, it's over," and I'm so upset, and then 2 weeks later you're at brunch with whoever and you're like, "Well, we got back together,"
Me and
and then you break
Ronaldo
up.
are getting married now.
Right,
Yeah.
yes, yes, and then it happens all over.
Spoilers, there's no Ronaldo.
Isn't there? Oh,
I don't remember that name, but it's all possible.
no, no, you're not in this episode. No, no.
No, that's not Ronaldo. Isn't Sandy Stewart waiting to come on at the end of the segment?
Sandy couldn't make it this week, but she'll be
Oh,
she'll be
okay.
on next week.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Love you,
Uh,
Sandy. You're forever mine.
we and we're not pretending.
Not at all.
Yeah, we really do love Sandy Stewart. But yeah, that was my first one. And I remember, because that was 89. So I was still in high school. I had just moved. So that whole album was kind of a safety net for me, being in a new town. And I had not even had, like, I was too new and too young in town to have had a relationship, but I could just cathartically feel what that was like. Her vocal on it is very angry. I mean, everything about it is just a diss track. It really
Yeah.
is. So that was my first pick.
So my number two is this number called Long Way to Go.
Ha!
It's all
Yay!
about enduring a difficult relationship, maybe thinking about ending it with lingering feelings,
Yes.
but like some determination to say, okay, I got to stop this cycle and move on.
Right. Exactly.
My point of view is like she's trying to sing like you had mentioned the lyric, didn't we already do this? And now she's like, look, curse word, it's over. It's I'm not going back into this emotional turmoil.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of longing, but my resolve and strength to stop this curse word is
That's right.
over. So to me, the song is very defiant, and there's a big sense of self-empowerment.
There
And you
is.
mentioned
Yeah.
the one lyric, well, I'm going to say it instead of sing it, because I'm going to say it as I hear it. Well, it's a long way to go.
Right.
So, oops, I almost said a curse word. It's a WTF in that lyric. And then I made up my mind I won't be calling. Like, do you get it yet?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing that says double flip the bird. I'm sorry, curse word person, if that's too much. Then have fun, tell the world.
Yes.
Have fun, tell the world is. I think TayTay
Right.
should make a song called "Have Fun, Tell the World" and pay homage to the whole feeling of that.
Oh, absolutely. That to me is one of the best disses of the whole thing. Is like, I don't even care what you say about me. We are done. We are curse word
Right.
done.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. She's very frustrated.
Mhm.
Right. I'm going to stop. Do whatever you want, but I'll be over here not paying you any mind. Have fun,
That's right.
tell the world.
That's right. And this, gentle listeners, is what we call our psychic bond. Because I knew we were going to have at least one or two of the same songs, and it'll be interesting to see how far
I'm
this-
sure the obvious mentions are all going to be the same. If they're not in your list.
I think so too.
Okay,
All
so
right.
you're number three.
So no, my number two.
Oh, you're number two. That was your one. Okay.
Yeah, that was my first one. Number two is Freedom, which was on Fleetwood Mac's 1990 album, Behind the Mask. And this one, and I'm just gonna say these two, but this was totally about Lindsey Buckingham leaving Fleetwood Mac. It when all of that, but I won't get into that story. What really hit me was, look at me with daggers, it won't do you any curse word good. All the looks that you've used on me don't work now that you've fallen.
Look at me with daggers, it won't do you any good. All the looks that you've used on me don't work now that you've fallen.
I mean, it is that
It
same
did
client.
not dawn on me, but I couldn't agree with you that more. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just love to listen to that when I'm feeling feisty. And for me,
Spoiler.
those
Randy's always feisty. Sorry, go ahead.
little bit uh
Today's
freedom
spicy forecast.
freedom to me not only applies to romantic relationships, but also to professional relationships that I've had that have soured or gone wrong.
My drum set's over there, or I'd be like giving.
I mean, it's absolutely true, because you
Yeah, it
have
is.
those toxic people in your life, as we both know, that you're so happy to see them leave, and that they don't have any influence on you anymore.
Yeah, right.
So
Have fun, tell the world. Yeah.
that's right. That's absolutely right. So that's my second one, and it's and I love it because I don't always put it on playlists. So when it accidentally pops up on shuffle, it's a pleasant little surprise.
Yeah, it kind of didn't dawn on me for this thought process either.
Yeah,
I don't know if I would have picked it, but it would have been in consideration. Yeah.
for sure.
But you know what? I want to mention, because you mentioned Freedom was about Lindsay leaving the group.
Yeah.
I considered one. I'll just jump to Fireflies, and I know
Mm.
most people say that song is about her willing the group to never break up,
Yes.
but it's that first couple of lines, to be the last to leave. Like, to me, that's like her saying, I can't control y'all, but
Yeah.
I'm going to be the last one.
Right.
So it was about, like you said, professional relationships.
Mhm.
Like, I'm trying to hold this band together. I'm trying to encourage you. We do magic together. But if that I'm sorry, curse word, Lindsay leaves the group, and then others do, you know what I mean? I
Right.
almost put that on my list, but then I said, because lots of people see it about see it as the opposite.
Right.
I
It's an
said,
optimistic.
okay, I won't go there.
I see that.
But Randy and I also, and I'm sorry, I know it's not politically correct to talk about speech impediments. We encourage our audience to listen to that track, sing it to yourself in Elmer Fudd's voice, and we had nothing to do with it when you laugh.
Right. Absolutely. And it really is kind of
To be the west,
to we. All right. What is your next?
Okay, I'm going to describe the song before I tell you the title.
Okay.
Let's see if you go, oh, I know what song that is.
Okay.
Right. Okay, this song is about heartache and regret over a relationship that's obviously caused a lot of pain. But in that heartache and regret, you can still hear the person is resilient. Like, yeah, there's loss. Yeah, it hurt, but bye. When the speaker, I'll say Stevie, she has self-awareness of it and blames herself in some ways. It's turbulent.
I know it. I got it.
But maybe he says the relationship problem is her, but she's not buying it. So what song is it?
Is it Wild Heart?
It is not. Oh my God. It's Storms.
Oh, okay. Okay.
She said every night he would break your heart. I should have known from the start I'd be the broken-hearted one. And then we were frail. Like, she's acknowledging a little bit of the turbulence.
We were frail. She said every night he would break your heart. I should have known from the first I'd be the broken hearted.
Her, but not letting that person put it all on her,
Right.
And not all the prayers in the world could save us. And of course, Never have I been a blue policy. I've always been a storm. So she's acknowledging, yeah, there's
Hmm.
some virtualist stuff going on me, but this is you, buddy boy. And
Okay.
and again, like I hear, I'm willing to end this stuff. It's over. Like we were frail. That makes me think it's over.
Hmm.
I should have known I'd be the brokenhearted one. It's over.
Yeah.
And you're the problem, buddy boy. And I don't know if it's what's his name.
I don't think it is, but
Okay.
anyway, regardless, you're spot on, and it's a great way to like I'm seeing that song in a whole new way now with the way that you're
I love when that happens.
yeah, me too. Me
I
too.
often make Randy go, what? And
No, it's really
and Randy
it's
thinks so much about these songs that I can make him have a different thought. It's so exciting to me.
it's really cool. And it after 30 plus years of friendship to still be able to do that and discover new things is fantastic. So thank you.
All the prayers in the world
And
could
it
save
makes
us,
that
curse word.
right. Exactly. What a curse word brilliant analysis of that song.
Well,
Good.
thank you. So
I
what's your
love it.
next D? That's your, are we up to
Okay.
number 3?
Yes, we're up to number 3. So my third one is Smile at You, but not not the finished version that ended up on 2003's
Okay.
uh Say You Will album. There was the demo that I first heard years ago uh was from the Mirage sessions, and it's actually never been released, but it's called the angry version of it, and she sings it in a higher key, and I mean it is just full on angry Stevie, and it was written during Rumors, so I mean it isn't, it was during that breakup, and when she says, and I love reading these out because you really understand the power of her lyrics even without the music behind them. What you did not need was a woman that was stronger. You needed someone to depend on you. I could not be her. I did not want to. My first mistake was to smile at you. I mean,
Insert shade, ma'am.
right. It is. And when you know it was written about Lindsey Buckingham, it makes it even more powerful. But I have totally had those relationships where someone did not want me to be independent and wanted me to just, be subservient. And how
Yeah,
degrading that
that's
can
not a
be.
relationship, right?
It's not. It's not.
If you're in a
And
relationship like that, get out.
get out
Call
and
us. We'll help
call
you.
call us, then call Taylor, then call Stevie. There will be a
Right.
song.
There you
Um,
go.
but if you have not heard, and we'll link to it, the angry version of this is so much more powerful. And I mean, it was uh according to Ken Caillat's book, it was recorded during Rumors, but I've never heard that version. It was recorded for Tusk and left off. It was recorded for Mirage and left off. And then it finally showed up on 2003's Say You Will. And that version I've grown to like. I didn't when
Yeah.
I first heard
I,
it.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, that's the song that when I was going through breakups, that's what I would listen to.
Okay.
My first
Aw.
mistake was to smile at you. Come on. It kept me from being sad, and I could just be angry, and I was okay with that.
Oh, and I just drowned myself in Beautiful Child and chocolate ice cream.
Yeah. All right. So what's your next
You
one?
say you'll be in the emergency room psych ward in the morning. You say it. No, sorry.
Okay, what's your next track?
My fourth one is, let's do the same thing. I'm gonna read my note and you tell me the song if you can figure it out.
Okay. I'm gonna not get to this one again.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Part of it's not your fault because this one, like the other one, I think in it, Stevie's admitting her part in the problem in the relationship, right?
Okay.
It's a song about a very messy, messy for anyone, chaotic relationship that's in turmoil.
Okay.
She's going to admit her behaviors are part of it, but she's not taking all the responsibility or the majority of the responsibility. But she's over it, and she's not going to let the chaos consume her anymore. She wants to stay strong and escape it. But maybe she doesn't think the other person, the guy's thinking that way. Do you have a guess yet?
I don't, and I do, but I'm afraid to say it
Go
because
for it. It's all Brandy.
it's the wild heart again.
No,
And I
what's
know
wrong
that's
with
wrong.
me?
I
never
know.
thought. You think you hear demons?
Ah,
I think we are the
the
demons.
demons.
And then
You think you hear demons. I think you are the demon.
my favorite part, cursed person, you're going to be upset. I got your demons right here. She basically says that, but she doesn't say that.
Right. Yes.
And she says, you like to be twisted. You like to be shaken. Well, I'm over that crap, effort, and this is done. Goodbye. Go ride the storm by yourself. That's the Anthony Lower interpretation of
Okay. So then the question is, which of the 3 released versions?
The first one is the
Okay.
only one I care about.
Me too. I agree. And I do. I think that's a
Do you
great
think
one.
it belongs on this list? Do you think
Absolutely.
any of mine are like misses yet?
No, I don't. And in fact, Twisted was like on my longer list.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Got your demons. Well, I got your
Yeah.
demons. Randy knows
Yeah.
I love that part. Got your demons right here.
That's right.
Curse
We use
word,
that.
curse word.
Okay, so my next one is, of course, Planets of the Universe. And I already told you that. I do like the extended version better than the album cut version because there's a whole like the last part of her vocal performance is so amazing. And this one, it was really hard to pull out the one lyric that I think encapsulates the diss track part of it because I think the whole thing
really? Okay.
is one long diss track. Even though she said
okay.
tried to soften it up.
I can't remember the lyric. It's escaping my brain, but do good never did again. That one. That's the one I always
You will never love again the way you love me.
That's it. Thank you.
You will never rule again the way you ruled me. Right? But
I think TayTay should do a cover. That's how much.
Oh God, yeah. But the lyric that I actually wrote down, because I love the way that it flows, is now I know, well, I was wrong to live for a dream. If I had my life to live over, I would never dream. No, I still wish you gone, and I will live alone.
Did I mention?
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, the lyrics to this were just amazing. And to say, I would rather live alone than live with you. I mean, I wonder who she's talking about.
I don't know. Podcast.
I love this song. And I knew you would know that this would be on my list. So,
and that's funny because my last one is the one you predicted.
Is it now?
So I can't do the guessy thing because you already know.
Yeah. Okay. So,
okay. So for me, Violet and Blue is a song about frustration over a relationship because the partner keeps showing her emotional distance while pretending they want to be in this relationship.
Right.
And they're not open to like actively share their real feelings and talk about what they want or need. And so like Stevie's caught up in this struggle that she loves them. I don't know if this is Lindsay or not. She cares about them, but they're not giving back. You know, they're not like emotionally available. They're
Okay.
closed off. And she's given this good faith effort for a long time. You know, the person will grow comfortable and show themselves to me and we'll have this great connection. But it just doesn't work no matter what. And now she's like, you know what? Take it with you, MFer. I mean, curse word.
Right. Right.
The first quote, the first lyric, you know, is like basically telling him, look, I'm done with this tension. I'm done with the melancholy. I'm done with the pain part of the relationship. Get your ass out of here and take it with you. You know,
Yeah.
soon you'll be gone. Take your Violet and Blue, which are like, you know, similar analogies for like, you know, the tension and the romantic part.
Soon you will be gone. Take your violet and blue morning with you.
Mhm.
Take them with you.
Yep.
And 10,000 times I tried to tell you, I can't see inside you.
Mhm.
Can't read your mind. And then what's interesting is that last line, I think it's the last line, makes you lose your composure. So that's her frustration. Like, I have tried and tried. It's so overwhelming. You know, I'm trying to be calm. I'm trying to help you,
Mhm.
you know. But I want to tell you, Randy, because I don't know if I've ever told you this. I, for years, misheard so overwhelming and would
Yes,
sing the wrong lyric. Do you know the lyric? Did I already share that
I
with you?
do because you wrote it down in one of
Okay.
your letters.
And
So aware of him.
I'm so aware of him.
Yes.
Which, Stevie, you should put that in there
I
because
think
I
so.
think it's genius. But yeah,
I
it
love
almost says the same thing.
it
you know?
does. And I love the fact that when she was doing I Need to Know, like especially during the Rock a Little
Oh,
tour,
right.
she would end it with Take Your Violet and Blue Mornings with you.
With you, MFers. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, by the way, I Need to Know is a great diss track too, but it was a Tom Petty song, so I didn't
Right.
write it down for consideration. But yes, I knew you would do Violet and Blue, which I was so happy about.
Why? What made you think that?
Because we've talked about it many times
Oh,
over
okay.
the years.
Okay.
Many, many times.
I
In
thought you were
fact,
going
I
to have
think
this mysterious reason I never heard.
no. I knew it because it was one of the first songs we talked about, like when we were writing letters to each other. And you're the one that introduced me to that song. So yeah.
Yeah. So
So
she wants it over and she's trying to end it.
yep.
That's what I hear. Because
Yep.
with a touch of your hand, it starts again. But no,
Yep.
take it with you. Get out to the
And
left.
it's
To the
such
left.
it's
Everything you left is a box to the left. You know.
and it's such a great performance too. I just
Yeah,
love
it
the way
is.
that she
That it was a castaway for an album soundtrack. Still, it's like
Right.
what?
Yeah. And that she's never done it live, you know.
That's
'Cause-
interesting thought too. Yeah.
Yeah, because she would have burned that up, especially on the Rock a Little tour.
Oh, right.
Totally burned that up, right?
Oh, can you imagine at Red Rocks in the
Oh my God,
in
yeah.
her cocaine fueled fury? Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I can.
That
Yes, I-
dove would never have gotten out alive. Poor Dwight.
Poor Dwight. I hope he's doing okay.
I'm sure he is.
All right.
Okay,
So
so
my
Randy's
final
last but not
song
least.
is Silver Springs,
Okay.
of course, but I decided not to do the dance version and do the
Okay.
original studio track.
Oh, I'm down with that. I find that superior, but most people seem to think like that live version, the video, the staring. Yeah.
Right.
But I'm with you.
Yeah.
There's so much emotion in it.
If you put all of it together, all of the elements, the visual elements, the fact that it's the reunion, all of that stuff, then yeah. But just if you're just talking about the song, and this is where, and almost nobody really talks about the song in this way. But if you look at the not just the lyrics, but the way that the song is structured, this really is one of Stevie's most mystically powerful songs. This is her casting a spell on Lindsey Buckingham. I mean, it really is because it starts so beautifully. You
Right.
know, you
Right.
could be my silver spring,
Just
blue.
the and making him make it sound that beautiful as a producer.
Yes, yeah. And then
Right.
it just builds and it builds and it adds these layers and these elements
I'll
just like you
follow
would.
you down.
Right. Right. You'll and the lyric I wrote down, of course, was you'll never get away from the sound of the woman that loves you. I'll follow you down to the sound of my voice will haunt you. Was I just a fool?
Never get away from the sound of the woman that loves you. Was I such a fool? I'll follow you down to the sound of my voice to haunt you.
Right. That part nails it for me. Because
Hmm.
I don't know if she says was I just, but I heard it when I've listened to it. I was just a fool. So
Hmm.
she's admitting, what the hell did I get hooked on you for, you loser bastard, with your little
Curse
afro?
word.
You know, oops, curse word.
Curse word. Yeah. So, to me, um, I love the 97 version, but honestly, and again, you introduced me to that song.
I bought it was a B-side. I forget to what.
Yeah.
And I
B-side to
bought
Go Your Own Way.
I bought the album. I bought the Go Your Way single because I saw there's a Stevie Nicks song I never heard of on the back. And I went
Right.
home and I played it and I taped it onto a cassette and I really didn't pay any attention to it. And then I
Mhm.
had it on a Walkman, and I was
Ex-
in
That's
McDonald's.
what we used to listen to before
Right.
iPods.
I was in McDonald's on South Street in Philly, next door to Tower Records, where I got the single because I lived right down the street. And I'm waiting in line to order food, and it
Hmm.
comes on, and I'm like 10 people in line, and I'm like, this is beautiful. And by the end, you know me, Randy,
Oh
unrequited
yeah.
love. And the guys
Yeah.
I liked to had dumped me. And I was like, you will never get away. I was like, is there a hardware store? I need a
Yeah.
hammer. I need various weapons. I need to stop
Right.
people.
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, that I mean,
Never get away. Never get away. That's the spell part you're talking about. Right.
yes,
Yeah.
right. I,
So
I
yeah, the live version, it was wonderful. I love that they were able to introduce people to it, but
yeah,
there's nothing that beats that original. It's just her
no.
voice is so gorgeous, and everything you said about
Mm.
starting out so beautiful and then turning into an incantation. If you're watching Agatha All Along and you like the Witch's Road song, you need to listen to the original Silver Spring.
Did you see what the producer of Agatha All Along said
No, tell
about it?
me. Tell me.
So have
I'm
you
listening.
so spoiler alert first, have you seen this week's episode?
Yes.
Okay. The producer
Oh,
The producer of Agatha All Along said she wanted Alice's piano performance to have the same feel as the viral 1997 Stevie Nicks Silver
awesome.
Spring, where something snaps.
I kept waiting for somehow there would be a Stevie cameo in that as they got there. You know.
Right. Once Agatha like started performing and like spread her arms and she had the batwing sleeves, I was like, okay,
Yes. Yeah. We
all right,
get the
there you go.
homage. Yeah. Yeah.
Right, right.
It
And
was
and
subtle, but I got
the fact of the matter is that it's a show about witches. They did this homage to Stevie Nicks. Patty LuPone is in it. All I needed was Linda Carter, and I've got my trifecta of, you know, those beautiful women who influenced me. Well, that's it. That's our top 10. So let's talk real quick about some honorable mentions so we can keep this
So
still.
you did two of my honorable mentions, Silver Spring and Planets of the Universe.
Okay.
I know
Uh,
you know one of my honorable mentions. I know you're like, he didn't put it on the list. I can't believe it.
yeah, stand back.
No, Blue Denim.
Oh, blue denim. Yeah, blue denim.
Just Randy and I have talked about this. We would love to hear from you in the comments. Um, at the end of the song Blue Denim, Stevie sings, and again, we're going to insert this over my interpretation, or maybe we'll play my version and her version, whatever.
Right.
And I'm going away for a little while to remember how to feel. Do you remember the next line?
And if I find the answer,
Sure.
I'll come back and get you.
I'm telling you, I'll come back and get you. I'll come back and get you. I'll come back and get you. And
Yeah.
you might hear it as, I'll come fetch you so we can be together. That's not what I hear. I hear,
Of
I'm going
course
to take
not.
care of you. There's revenge.
Curse word.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah.
So I thought it belonged in this list, but it wasn't high enough for me once
No.
I compared it to the others.
Right. Well, also we just try not to give any airtime to the album that shall not be named.
And also, was that reference to, was she dissing Klonopin? Was that a reference to going into rehab? I don't know.
Yeah, because I kind of feel like she may have been singing to her psychiatrist.
Maybe, yeah.
Put her
She
on.
should go back and get him. I hope
Yes,
she's
she
seen him
should.
for her.
She should.
They got lots of money.
I'm surprised you didn't guess Ghosts Are Gone because I, talk about that song all the time, and it's a great diss track. Ball from Grace is another one that's a really
Okay.
good track. And then I was just really surprised that you didn't put I Can't Wait on your list because it's not as well known, and Am I Wasting My Time While You Make Up Your Mind?
No,
You
I don't
know?
really see that as a diss track. I hear that, but I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
And Stand Back, I see more of like a self-empowerment, maturation, waking up moment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Maybe there's someone she's leaving behind, but she also says one man did not fall.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like they're not all losers.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But
The
yeah,
one-
those are the
The
ones
one more I have
Mhm.
is Gold Dust Woman. I considered that.
I almost did too. In fact, you know it was
I
really
knew you would, but you didn't. So here we go.
yeah. Because you think of Gold Dust Woman as really more of the witchy, mystical kind of thing because of the way the song's structured. But did she make you cry? Did she make you break down, shatter your love?
Go dig your own grave, curse word.
Right. Yeah. But what was funny to me is that when I looked at my list, there are no actual tracks from Rumors on my top five.
Okay.
Unless you count Silver Springs, but songs that are actually on the album. None of my top five, but Silver Springs, Planets of the Universe, and Smile at You were all written at the same time as Rumors.
Interesting.
And if you look at how like Silver Springs was 77, Planets of the Universe was 2001, Smile at You was 2003. So, it just shows how curse word pissed Stevie has been with Lindsey Buckingham for that many years.
Right. As she should be.
As she should be.
I thought I was interested when I was done. I went, oh, 3 of them are album cast-offs.
Yeah.
I wondered, was that on purpose from record company or producer influence? Like they're too angry. That kind of song won't do well in that era. And now that's all TayTay does. For a woman's not allowed to be complaining. A woman's not allowed to be showing she's unhappy with a romance. Like sexism was the cause, maybe.
I always thought, well, actually, I can't say I always thought, but as you're talking about this, that maybe Stevie herself would self-censor on her albums because she always says that she likes her songs to have a little bit of optimism in them.
Oh, perhaps, yeah.
And so I think because all of mine, even the music of the structure of the song is also very aggressive and angry. And some of the ones that you picked, like Storms, is this beautiful ballad. It's this diss track disguised as a beautiful ballad.
Right.
You know.
Silver Springs starts like that and then reveals.
Right. Silver Springs.
Surprise.
I'm gonna follow you down till the curse word voice will haunt you.
So the last one that I didn't consider until Randy and I started right before we hit record here was the song Paper Doll.
Oh yeah.
Right. I thought about that. I might have put it on the list had I thought about it. It kind of didn't occur to me. How more dissy can you be? Yesterday, I was fascinated with somebody else. Yeah, I'm talking to
Yeah.
you now, but yesterday, you weren't even
Yeah.
a picture, and this other guy was all of that. So guess what? Tomorrow might bring.
Right. Yeah. So those are our honorable mentions. Those are our top 5. I'd love to hear what our listeners think. There's got to be some diss tracks that we're not thinking of.
Tell us we're wrong, but just don't
Yeah.
tell us the interpretation is different because you saw Lindsay on a TV show saying, "Yeah, we get it, we get it."
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. We know. We know.
And what did we miss? What was the most obvious miss
Right.
from your point of view?
What are the ones you would add? And we'll post links to ours in the comments so that you can listen to, especially like the
The live
Mirage
one.
Smile at
Yeah.
You. It's so good. It's so good. I was gonna kid
So-
around and tell you that my favorite diss track was Julia, but I decided
I
not
was going to start with Gypsy, and then I was going to make up this fake argument for like 5 minutes, and I thought I didn't want to waste our viewers' time. But
Right.
yeah.
Right. But it would have been fun for us. All right.
Well,
Well,
again, one more time, thank you to everyone. If
yes.
you're already following, if you're not, please like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. We hate when people say that in the videos we see, but we don't get a lot of it. So maybe you have to remind people. So please forgive us, give us grace.
Yeah. Like, share, follow. And who knows, maybe we'll start doing some merch if Anthony will ever start wearing and using the merchandise that we have put on.
But I wanted to
Brand
do the-
recognition. All right. That's for the paper doll episode.
And if you don't like, subscribe, follow, we will follow you down to the sound of our voice. We'll haunt you.
That's right. We will. You will never get away. Never get away. Never get away. All right. Well, with that,
We will see you all on the other side of the mirror.
all right, said Alice.